Hello and welcome everybody. Today is the day 24 of our Smart 25 Days Challenge, and today we are going to make a flight booking smart contract. So let's get started. So we are going to follow the same pattern in which we have made our previous smart contracts. And first of all, we would be declaring all the required structs and state variables. Then we would be, if we are using some mapping, so we would be declaring them. Then we would be using the functions. Before that, for functions, we would be creating some modifiers and constructors, and then we will move on to the functions, and we will be creating all the required functions. So in this flight booking smart contract, we would be trying to replicate the booking of a flight by using this smart contract. So let's get started. First of all, we need to create a struct called as booking. In this booking struct only, we would be keeping all the required details about booking, okay, about the booking of a flight, such as the address of the passenger, the flight number. Along with that, we need to keep track whether he or she has paid for the flight or not, and then is the flight confirmed or not. So that's it for this struct. So we need to keep track of our the mappings of by using a mapping. We need to keep track of the bookings. So we would be creating a mapping, and this mapping will help us to associate a uint with the booking struct, and this uint is nothing but just the booking ID. And so we are associating that with the particular booking struct, and just public, and we'll call it bookings. Okay. So after that, we now let's move on to declaring our state variables. Uint uh, public booking counter to keep track of the bookings. Then another uint that would be to keep track of all the available total available tickets. Okay, tickets. And then another uint to keep track of the price. Okay, to note what's the price of the particular ticket. Okay, for this ticket. And then we need to also make sure we are keeping track of the owner, to restrict some specific functions to this owner only. And apart from the owner, so we would also be using a mapping to keep track of all the authorized staff, so that they can manage this smart contract accordingly, manage the functions. So address, whether a particular address is authorized staff or not. So we be associating that with a boolean, with a bool. If a particular person, or if a particular address is authorized, so it will show true, otherwise it will show false. Authorized, let's call this authorized staff. Okay, looks cool. So if you guys are not able to follow what I am doing here, so please go through my previous videos where I have explained each and everything in detail. And if you are able to follow, then keep on following. Now let's declare our events. So the first event would be, to keep track of when the request has been created. So booking requested. Okay, someone can request. So booking ID, along with that the address of the passenger. Okay, PASS passenger, yes. Okay, passenger, then string flight number. Okay, so FLIGHT flight number. That's it. So another event would be when the payment would be received. So we would be following a method in which first the request would be created. So we will check whether the tickets are available or not. And if once the request has been created, so the customer will pay when the request gets successfully created. So the then only after that customer will pay, and we'll receive the payment. And after receiving the payment, the authorized staff will just reconfirm everything and just confirm the ticket. If there is some problem or due to some emergency or something, so he or she can also cancel the confirmation. So we would be following that, and let's see. So booking ID, okay, and in case of the event, booking confirmed, ED, yes. So booking ID here also, yes, cool. And booking cancelled. Booking ID here only, here also, yes. So now we'll be making a modifier. Okay. So modifier only authorized, so that we may not need to repeat the same condition again and again. So that's why we are creating this modifier, and we'll be calling it only authorized. So this check will keep a check that the person accessing a particular function is the authorized person only. So okay, authorized staff and message dot sender, that yes, it should be true. Okay, the message dot sender, the person who's calling that function should be the member of the authorized staff. That is, it should return true, because just now you can see here we have associated the addresses with the bool and the authorized staff mapping. So, and otherwise the error mark function would be only authorized staff can call this function, can call this function. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I hope it's pretty much clear. Okay, we are checking if a particular address is returning true or false from this authorized staff mapping. Okay, we are accessing this mapping by we because the key is the address, so we are using message.sender as the key, and then we are retrieving the associated boolean variable, whether it's true or false. So that's it, and then just RFS score in this. Looks fine. So let's move on to creating our constructor. Okay. So our constructor is, I have told in my previous videos also, as a special type of function which gets executed only while deployment of the smart contract. Okay. So total available tickets. Okay. So we'll ask the owner, the deployer, the total available tickets along with the price of each ticket price. Okay, looks cool. Yes. And then we'll be setting up the smart contract, and the owner would be the message.sender. Then the authorized staff. Okay, so he should also be the member of this authorized staff mapping. Okay, which is very much clear because this that guy is the owner, so he is definitely the in the authorized staff, and true, that is okay. That's fine. And now we would be making total available tickets, setting that to they received a value of the total available tickets, and similarly with the ticket price we would be doing the same. So yes, that's it for the constructor also. So our constructor is now done, and we would be moving on to creating our functions now. Yeah, so our first function would be to just allow the owner to add other authorized persons. So we'll call this function as authorized, add authorized staff, so that he would be able to manage better. Okay, so address staff address school, and then just external only authorized. Okay, so only authorized person can add some other authorized person, and authorized staff. Then in this, what you do, you access that, and this set this staff address as the key and set the value as true, that yes, this staff member is now authorized. Okay, so this address is now authorized, and So let's move on to our second function, that is to request for a booking, and we'll call this request booking only. Request booking, and this would take a string memory flight number and then external. Yes. So, so here we are taking the flight number which the user wants to just board, which the user wants to book. So, and then the required condition should be that we should have the tickets available. So, total available tickets should be greater than or equal to at least one. Otherwise, we'll say not enough tickets to book. Okay, tickets are available to book. Yes, ठीक है. Okay, nice, looks cool. And then we'll move on to creating this bookings, accessing this bookings mapping, which we have created here, and we would access that by using this booking counter as the key. Booking counter, yes, booking counter, and the value would be our new mappings, our new struct, or our new booking struct. Okay, and the values of that struct would be, so the first would be, say we need the address of the passenger, that would be message dot sender only, dot sender. Then we need the flight number which the user will provide us, then whether it's paid now till now. So while book the requesting, the user must not have paid us anything. So okay, this also fails, and the it's definitely not yet confirmed. So that's it for this part. Okay, so we have created a new booking struct and then associated that with the booking counter. Okay, so that's it for this function also, and let's now do one more thing, that is to decrease the count of total available tickets equals to 1, and then emit that the booking has been requested, emit booking requested, and the booking ID is, as I said, booking counter. The passenger is the message dot sender, and the flight number is this only, the flight number LIGHT. Okay, okay, looks good. Yes. So here we are, and we need to just increase the booking counter plus plus. That's it. Looks like our function is now complete. And so let's move on to our third function, that is to make the payment. And to make the payment, we would need the booking ID from the user, booking ID, external and payable. Yes, looks cool. Then we would be what we would be accessing a particular booking struct. So we would be using the storage keyword booking, and let's call this local variable as booking, and what value we would be accessing, we would be accessing the value stored in the bookings mapping at associated with a particular booking ID. I hope it's very much clear, but still, if you are not able to follow, then I would recommend you to please go through my previous videos where I have explained everything in detail. But just for the glimpse of it, it's what's happening here is, so we are accessing the bookings mapping. Okay, in the bookings mapping, we are using a particular unit, that is the booking ID, to access the particular booking struct. And for that booking struct, we are storing that booking struct locally here in the variable called as booking. And because the value retrieved from here is a struct, that's why we are storing that the data type of this variable, local variable, is also a booking struct. And we are using the storage keyword because we want to access something which is already existing in a storage. Okay, because that booking struct is already there. Okay, so now let's move on to complete our function to make the payment. So the let's check some conditions, that is whether the person has already paid or not. So booking dot is paid. Okay, so then we'll say if he or she has already paid, so that he or she may not pay twice. So we'll say booking already paid. Then we'll move on to check for another condition, that is that the message dot value should be equal to the ticket price. Okay, it should not be less, it should not be greater price. Otherwise, we'll say incorrect payment amount. That's it for this. And after that, we'll just set the booking dot. Okay, so now we are using this local variable booking for to access its properties. So now we'll say booking dot is set to be true. That's it, and just emit the event that payment has been received, and the booking ID is just ID provided by the user. That's it for this function too. And now let's make another function, that is to confirm the booking. So it would only be accessed by the authorized staff, because he or she can only confirm the booking, checking on everything and all. So it would be taking a unit booking ID, external and only authorized. Yes, okay. And so here also we'd be checking something, so that's why we would be following the same procedure which we have followed here. That is okay, this thing. And in this what we are going to check, okay, so we are going to check that the booking should be paid, where otherwise we'll say booking should be paid. Okay, that booking must be paid first. Booking must be paid first. That's it. Okay, looks cool. And then we'll the another condition would be that the booking should not be already marked as confirmed. Booking dot is confirmed. Yes. Otherwise what we'll say that booking is already confirmed. Looks cool. And so after that, we need to also make sure that if everything goes fine, we need to make this is confirmed as true, and then just emit the event that booking has been confirmed. Booking confirmed, and the booking ID is this only. Yes, cool. Okay, so this is fine, and we need to make sure that the authorized staff can also cancel the booking. Okay, so once the request has been raised, due to some reason, if there are not available seats or something, so the authorized staff can also cancel the booking. So for that, we need to make a function unit taking booking ID external. Okay, and only authorized. So here also we need this. Okay, and then we'll do, we'll just okay, yes. So we are now having this. Okay, okay, looks cool. And we'll check first of all that the booking should not be confirmed, because if it's already confirmed, that we cannot, then ideally we should not cancel it, because when it's confirmed, so it's confirmed. Confirm. That is confirmed. Okay, and we can just say that cannot cancel a confirmed booking. Okay, and then another required condition should be that booking must have been already, we must be having the money Why? Because see, user once the user requests something, then he'll make the payment, and after he has made the payment, then only we'll either confirm it or either cancel it. So then we should must have received the payment, and we'll be refunding it. So, but we should have received something. We must be paid before cancellation. Okay, and that's it. If you want, in circumstances, if you feel like this condition is not required, then you can remove that also. So it depends on you. You can play with this smart contract, you can test it out. So after everything is fine, then we'll do, we'll just give the passenger back his money. Okay, booking dot passenger. Okay, and we'll just calculate the refund amount. Refund amount, which is the amount of the ticket only, so it's ticket price only. We could have directly just refunded it, but just for the cleanliness of the code, so and for better understanding, we are using this way. And refund amount. Okay, so that's it. And that's how we are just now refunding the amount. And along with that, we need to also make sure that the total available tickets are now increased by one, and the booking dot is confirmed should be set to false. Then and paid also to be dot is paid is also made false. And that's it, so that the user may be aware that yes, we have returned his amount, and that's why we have made these changes. So then he or she can just can so that he or she can book again or something, if due to some reason we cancel, or there may be some reason. So that's why we have kept this function. And after all this, we also need to make sure that we are emitting a booking cancelled event. Okay, so that if any external identities are listening, they may be aware. Okay, yes, that's for the front end part and all. So okay, and that's it. So basically our smart contract is now complete, and we can also add another function if you want, that is to just add the number of tickets if by some reason, say, the available tickets gets increased, and if other tickets are available due to some reason, so we should be able to increase the tickets. Okay, so num tickets, and it should be external, only called by the only authorized. And then the required condition would be the number of tickets here should be at least greater than 0, and tickets should be greater than 0, and we'll say that the number of tickets must be greater than 0, and just increase the count of total available tickets by the number of tickets. Yes, looks cool and fine. So this is it. And the most important function, that is to allow the withdrawal of funds. Okay, once this smart contract receives funds, we should allow the owner to withdraw the funds. Okay, so they should not get stuck in this smart contract. And the required condition would be the message dot sender. So this is only for the owner, not even for the authorized staff. This is just for the owner. Only the owner would be able. Only the owner can withdraw the funds. Mm, withdraw the funds, and then just we need to make sure that we are the owner gets the money. Owner dot transfer address this dot balance. Looks cool and fine. Okay, looks cool. Let's just try to compile and deploy it. Our smart contract is now complete. So let's say this guy who is only the owner and he total available tickets. Let's keep it to 2 just for testing it out. And let's make it this much amount of way. Okay. So that's it. So now just let's try to deploy it and let's see what happens. Okay. So let's try to execute it and now see this gets successfully executed. Okay, so let's see all our functions. Okay, so these are the functions. Any particular user can just board on a flight. So he or she can just board on a flight by using the request booking this. Okay, by calling this function, and he would need to provide the flight number. Let's say that is something something, and then he calls this. So the request gets created, as you can see. Okay, and yes, the flight number is this and all. So the event also gets a booking requested. Okay, you can see. So the booking ID is 0 for this, and what will happen is that the our authorized staff, this owner only, or if he wants, he can add other addresses to be the authorized personnels, and then he can just confirm that he after requesting. Okay, what he can do, he can just but first one more thing, we will check this also, that the payment should have been received, but now as the payment has not yet been made, so when if by chance also the owner tries to just confirm the booking, you'll see that it does not get executed and booking must be paid first. So what will happen, this guy only, this person who has requested for the booking will need to pay this much amount, and will need to make a payment of this, then only. And here he'll need to add the booking ID, that is 0. And let's see what happens. Now you can see this gets successfully executed, and now in our smart contract we have received the balance of this much ETH. And now you can see, okay, so this event payment has been received and the booking ID is false booking ID 0. And now the authorized person can just cancel or either confirm the booking. So now let's try doing that and see what happens. So before doing that, let's check the booking count. It's 1, the owner, okay, ticket price was also fine, and total available tickets are just now 1 because 1 is in the process. And let's see what happens when we just, okay, so we just confirm it. But also before that, one more thing, if we can check by here, you can check in this mapping, and by accessing this, okay, bookings mapping, you can see the booking associated with the ID 0 is this one, and it has paid but it's not confirmed yet. Okay, so now let's try confirming it, confirm the booking, and you can see, check, it's now true. And the event must have also showing this, you can see this. Okay, so the booking has been confirmed for the ID 0. So that's all from my side, guys. You can play with it, you can test this smart contract. One exercise for you would be, you can try doing checking that in this what we have done, we have kept the price of the ticket as constant. So in a airport, this is not the case. For different flights, different prices are there. So you can try implementing that, and you can try how you can assess that case, and try implementing the case in which the ticket price is different for different flights, and just try doing that. And you can also test it out. You can always add some other functionalities to it. I hope you learned something from this, and we'll meet on the day 25 of our smart 25 days. Till then, bye bye, and thanks for watching.